Breaking, yes, it don't bust for this area as a Biafra independence protests has gone international once more. Yes, my people, normally it don't go international. Yes, everybody knows about it, but once again, it has broken the bar on the international level. Yes, we'll be going directly into the details of this news. Don't forget, we are your one and only Exposed News TV. Yes, these are the details. Also, in response to escalating violence in the Biafraland, yes, in southeastern, he said the protests has erupted across major European cities with thousands of members of the Biafran diaspora demanding international intervention in the ongoing conflict. Yes, there have been noticed that there have been demonstrations in London, Berlin, Paris, and Brussels, with the independent people calling for the independent Biafra and condemning the zoo government for its handling of the crisis. Yes, we'll be talking about these specific places, make you go know, make you understand, say everything where they actually happen is something that is meant to be and not a joke. Okay, he says in London, Trafalgar Square, as one way or another, protesters and people that are Biafrans have come across and come around waving Biafran flags. They've held banners and said, "Free Biafra now and end the Nigerian occupation." Similar things were reported in other cities where members of the Biafran community and their allies chanted slogans and called for foreign governments and the United Nations to intervene, which PM Eba has been on the sidelines, have been in the apex too, making sure and poking around, making sure that these people come to a full-time understanding that there is no going back on this particular movement. The process comes on the heels of the Biafra Liberation Armies and the BNL's movement moving and stopping across the violence that has been taking place in the Biafraland. As zoo forces are in disarray, the diaspora believes that the time has come for the international community to step in full time. I believe they have stepped in some time ago and they have made a few comments, but now they are expected to make heavy comments, heavy comeback, and make effective, what do you call it? Effective impact in this particular time at this moment, because this time is the right time. Okay, he says here that we cannot sit idly while our brothers and sisters are being killed from one Ngozi who there as that stays in London. He said the world must recognize Biafra's right to self-determination and self-referendum and force the zoo government to stop its violence. International human rights groups have also raised concerns about the growing humanitarian crisis in the region, with tens of thousands displaced by the conflict and the zoo government's military response. As you all know that these people seek to do complete a genocide in the Biafra land in the southeast region, and it is not something that is even being hidden on any ground. But then it is not what we'll be looking at whenever we decide to do the necessary things that we need to do. That is just the truth of the matter. We are going to succeed. We are going to make sure we do everything in our power to make everything work out. The United Nations has called for a ceasefire and a peaceful resolution, but thus far diplomatic efforts have failed to gain traction. As the conflict in Zoo intensifies, the Biafran Diaspora's global presence is making waves on the international stage, putting additional pressure on both the Nigeria government and the foreign powers to address the situation before it spirals further out of control. So okay, my people, now so we go dey give am straight to now back to back. Take notes. That is what we are here for. On another note, it is always good to have it in mind that we are not slacking back on another level. The next thing you will be hearing would be things that concern the Biafra movement, coming from the PM Simon Eba. Listen and enjoy. Thank you.
Finish their investigation and our Prime Minister finish answering questions and be able to rejoin us. So, my wonderful people and lovers of freedom, you will say, why Ogenkere? Now, remember the memo. The memo stipulated that whoever will be voted for, whoever will be voted to be the acting Prime Minister, must have been somebody who had been working with our Prime Minister, must have been somebody who have the confidence of the Prime Minister, must be somebody that is known by the armed forces, must be somebody that is trusted with the finance, with the the materials, with everything that had to do with the protection of our land. And Ogenkere, who is the current finance minister, fit in this portfolio because he has consistently been working with the Prime Minister. He is the Prime Minister representative in Washington, D.C. And he was selected and voted for overwhelmingly by the totality of the higher percentage of the cabinet members who wanted a continuity in order not to disrupt the progress the Prime Minister have made while he was here with us. So, wonderful people and lovers of freedom, this vote gave birth to the acting Prime Minister in the person of Mazi Ogechukwu Nkere. Mazi Ogechukwu Nkere have demonstrated that he is fanatical about Biafra. Mazi Ogechukwu Nkere have demonstrated that he loves Biafran people. Immediately after his election, Mazi Nkere made a very wonderful and powerful statement that he is going to solidify and continue on the work that they were doing, or he was doing with the Prime Minister before our Prime Minister went in for questioning. So, Biafrans, I ask you, and if you are new in this platform, or if you are from the other side of the aisle, or the other side of Madam Mosbow, 57 votes against this message. 57 Biafran cabinet members voted for Ogenkere to be the acting Prime Minister. In the case of Madam Mosbow, nobody was voted for. Neither was she voted for, or nor her appointed cabinet members were voted for. Biafrans, I want to ask you, are we running autocratic government? Are we not running democracy? Are we not running a government of the people, by the people, and for the people? What will be your argument for standing on the other side to say that you are coming for Madam Mosbow? Because our Prime Minister in the charter gave the government the Biafran people, because the government is the people. The government is the people that determines who will govern them and how they should be governed. That charter gave the Biafran people the right to decide how they shall be governed and who will govern them. So the Biafran people, through the cabinet members, now came together in representation of the Biafran people and determined that Ogenkere is now the acting Prime Minister. So, wonderful people and lovers of freedom, behold the Prime Minister of the Biafran government, United States of Biafra, Mazi
The acting Prime
Ogenkere.
Minister.
the acting prime
Mazi
minister,
David, you are
rather.
muted. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry. Behold, the acting prime minister
Mazi David,
of
can
the
you hear?
United States of Biafra. Yes,
Okay.
I can hear you.
Ife, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but
Ife.
Yes, just
David,
let me come. Let me just
David is too
let me
quick.
just
If you can
finish
hear
my
me, guys, please.
submission.
Okay, let me go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chukwumeze,
greetings, Biafran.
Chukwumeze,
Like we all know,
Chukwumeze.
just as the
Chukwumeze,
host was saying,
Chukwumeze, can you
this
hear
is
me?
how things
I
are
don't think
supposed to be
Chukwumeze can hear
done
anybody. Chukwumeze, can you hear me?
in a nation there's a
David,
respect of
Chukwumeze,
David, drop him and
rule
bring
of
him back.
law
Ekwensu,
and
can you
also
hear me?
practicing democracy.
David, drop him and bring him back.
So yesterday, the cabinet.
So my wonderful people and lovers of freedom, Ogenkere is now the elected acting prime minister of the United States of Biafra. We, the Biafran people, the cabinet members, you have seen the social media is agog with every cabinet member speaking, sharing, congratulating Ogenkere for his election. And that is how it's supposed to be, because the Biafran people are in accordance with that election. You know? So if Madam Mosbah is telling you that she was given that mantle on a platter of gold through text message, why are people, how many people congratulated her? Only those that she appointed for positions. And I don't know why. So Biafrans, I welcome you today to make a very solid statement in solidarity and in support for this government of the prime minister and in support for the acting prime minister. It is very, very important. This is to demonstrate to the world. This is to demonstrate to Nigeria. This is to demonstrate to our distractors and those propagandists that we are a lawful nation. We crave to be the best country in Africa. How do we start? We have to start now at this particular time that our freedom is still very young. We have to start now to demonstrate and to preach to people that which we want to be in future. We have to start now to educate our people on the need to do the right thing at the right time. So this is demonstrated now by the cabinet members of the Biafran Republic government in exile under the Prime Minister of Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku. And that is why we, the Biafran people, must support Ogenkere to succeed and make sure that going forward, the terrorist Nigerian state, we understand that no matter what they do, even if they buy the whole people in the other side of the eye, they are not going to stop what we are doing. And we must contribute towards the freedom, towards the sustenance of this liberation, so that the enemy will never laugh last. It is very important that you congratulate. Before you make your statement, you have to first of all congratulate the acting prime minister. Very, very important. This is our space. This is Biafran government space, and we must accord respect to who respect is due. I want to welcome each and every one of you. Ife, I welcome you. I thank you for being my co-host as well. Ekwensu Chukuma Eze, thank you, Ekwensu, for being here as well. MID Briggs, the professor of linguistic military language, I salute you, sir. Thank you for being here as well. Ben Waboa, Ben, thank you for joining. Eli Chukudibem Henry, thank you. Mazi Chibueze, I see you. One name Simon, Chima, Image, I see you. The Observer, Sister Nkiru, welcome. Obi Chicago, I see you. Mazda K, Chisom, Gospel Will, Mr. Joe, Mazi Eze, Sister Stella, 555 Vision, one of the honorable ministers. I thank you for joining. Rage and Fury, Rage, thank you for being here. Chizoba Chuku, Ngozi Chukukas, thank you. Onyenyere, welcome. Simon Ekpa Izidom, OJ, Biafran Queen, Biafran Beauty, Tutors, Biafran Free Energy Tech, my own comrade, thank you for being here. Where is the Simon Ekpa? Freedom for all. Eze DSP, Veteran Dragon, Stanley, Egigbe, Simon Ekpandiri, Toti BMO, Emerson, Ekeo Nkwocha, Maazị Amukwu, Mercy 334, Frank Agudem, Cecil, Eze Chukwubani, UC, Afam Chukwubikem, The Observer, Chidebere, Edison, Chukwunyawo Otutu, Vision, Nwakego Onwuora, Legend, Simon Eze, Vicky Blanks, Laius Chibueze, Sam NZ, Ubi Fidelis, Chinwatara, and every other Biafran who is here. I welcome you, and I want each and every one of us to do justice to this very topic. It is very, very important. First of all, before I give you mic, make sure that you have shared this space. Make sure you have shared this space. Please, my co-host, take this into cognizance or consideration that everybody who is speaking, no matter who or she is, must have shared the space. Very, very important, because this is government space. We have to tell the world that yes, we have arrived. We have to tell the world that yes, we are doing things the right way. We have to tell the world that our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpanjoku, was elected to be the Prime Minister of the Biafran people. While he is answering questions, we have to also send the message to the world that we have elected an acting Prime Minister in the person of Ogen Kere, so that he will continue the work in Washington, D.C., in making sure that we evict the terrorists from our land, while the Prime Minister is still answering the question. And when he's back, Ogen Kere will now hand in whatever that is left where he stopped to the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister will take it off from there. So, wonderful people and lovers of freedom, I welcome you, and I ask you to welcome others. How do you welcome others? By sharing this space so that other people can see it. Thank you so much for joining, and I want to hand in the co-host to my co-host Ife and Ekwensu to do justice to this topic. Very, very important. Thank you so much, guys. I yield my mic. Go ahead, Ife or Ekwensu.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. David Nana. Thank you for that wonderful speech. Greetings, Biafran. Greetings to the United States of Biafra. Greetings to the honorable, distinguished, honorable cabinet member in the Biafra Republic government in exile, instituted by the one and only Obato Bie, Prime Minister Ekpa Simon Njoku. I greet you all. I just want to say something. I want to sing a song because the Biafran Charter has been undergoing trials and challenges ever since this so-called Madam You Must Bow started her shenanigans. But today, the Biafran Charter has prevailed, and the people have spoken through their elected cabinet members, the ministers that represents the people. And through the ministers, a resolution was adopted in the form of the acting prime minister. In the absence of the prime minister, the acting prime minister is an office that stands in the gap of the actual prime minister until when he returns back to office. The acting prime minister is expected to relinquish all his duties and hand it over back to the PM. So on that note, I'm just so grateful. I'm so happy because indeed we are showing example not only to the zoo, to Biafrans, and to Africa at large, to tell the world and let the world know that indeed there is true democracy in Africa. And it all started with Biafra. We are the first people that started the word called democracy. Ask yourself why in your villages you have autonomous communities. It is because we believe that we are Republicans by nature and we have the right. As long as the people have decided, we have the right to govern ourselves. So I'm just going to sing two songs and I will hand over to the other co-host. So the first one is Simon, Simon, Simon Kanjeso. Mone JJ Mona Lala Simon Kanjeso. Simon Kanjeso. Mone JJ Mona Lala Simon Kanjeso. And the second one is Ogechi Kama.
Ogechi,
Ogechi
Ogechi,
Kama.
Kama.
Kama. Ogechi.
Ogechi,
Ogechi
Ogechi,
Kama. Ogechi.
Ogechi,
Ogechi
Ogechi,
Kama.
Kama.
All the answers to the question you are looking for lies in that name, Ogechi. See, Biafra is spiritual. Nothing takes Chukwu Okike by surprise. He knew that a time like this will come. That is why he kept aside a noble, humble servant of the Biafran people in the person of Ogechi Nkeri, the acting prime minister, Honorable Ogechi Nkeri. Look at the meaning of that name, Ogechi. You understand? It means God's time. So Chukwokike always makes plans for his children. So please, Biafra, you people have spoken. You have defended the charter with every resilient in you. And the world has seen that indeed these people are ready for their freedom. So as we come here, let us acknowledge the leader that the people have chosen in the person of Honorable Acting Prime Minister Ogechi Nkeri. Thank you so much, Biafran. And okay, I think the other co-host has been kicked out. MID Briggs, you can go ahead.
Before
Yeah.
MID Breeze, Ekwensu, I
Yeah,
ask you, who voted Madam Must Go? Were you among those who voted her? Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know how she went. How she got voted. I'm just so shocked. You're talking about autocratic regime. Autocracy is even better. At least some people get to choose. That is a tyranny government. A tyranny. And ever since she so-called created her own group, it's all about memo, sacking and destroying and destroying. And I ask those people who are following her, you are following a leader who the military is not with. How do you intend to achieve your own Biafra? But anyway, we have laid the example and let you all follow. We are on the right path. The charter is the law of Biafra and we have defended it. And it has guided us, you understand, to elect an acting prime minister in the absence of our prime minister. So please, Biafran, as you come up here to speak, accord our acting prime minister all the support and all the honor he deserves. Indeed, he's a noble man, and he has held so high the legacy and the structure. He said his boss, which is Prime Minister Simon Ekpanjoku. So thank you. I'll leave the mic open. MID Brig, please take over.
Thank you so voluminously, Mazi Ekwensu, the replica in nominem and in similar and metaphorical, the god of our battle. Ekwensu is not evil spirit. I am His Academic Highness. Ekwensu is the dialectica of Biafra. It means the god of war. It means the god of Unzu. It means the god of Eshi. It means the god of Eri. Before you talk about Eri, you have the gods, the empowerment and the might, what you call the mythology of our people. Ekwensu is what you call uke. When African people nagaga, ehu uke naro, and according to our modus operandi, ondu uke nagoji, then omweri esukwazia. Thank you immensely for giving me the opportunity, and I want to welcome, according to the consuetudinal criteria, the Prime Minister act elect in accordance to our charter, Mazi Ogechukwu Nkere alias Anyogo. because we have to invoke the spirit of Biafra to empower him in order to making sure that he leads our people holistically in this triumvirate, the triumphant entry of Biafra Republic into the Biafran territorium, the Biafran territory. And I want to bring my speech in reference to page 24 of our charter, precisely organization and of the charter, article 2.3. He said this document is authorization. This document is sectionalized into a Biafran charter authorization, the Biafran structure or the structure of Biafra, the charter constituting the government of the Federation of Biafra, the declaration of 9 basic laws, the declaration of the 9 basic laws, amendments, section 2.3a, Biafran Charter Authorization. I read, and as I quote, whereas the people and the nation of Biafra and their land and property find themselves under physical, sociological, political, economical, and psychological subjugation since the 1914 amalgamation of the Southern and Northern protectorates, and has continued under different political dispensations by the states of Nigeria, in particular since 1970. A state of occupation by Nigeria of Biafra has existed and continued to exist with indiscriminate killings of Biafran people, forceful disappearances of Biafran people, unlawful invasion, destruction of properties, homes, and businesses, government-sponsored invasion of indigenous communities, and being aided by military, Nigerian military police and other security agencies with the main objective of ethnic cleansing, land grabbing, and Islamization. Unwilling to continue to live under such stifling servitude while suffering such indignities as are inappropriate for human beings, Biafrans are determined to exercise their natural and legal rights to freedom and liberty. Now, therefore, we, the people of the Federation of Biafra, have resolved to actualize, renew, reaffirm, and continue in accordance and in pursuant to the May 30th, 1967 Biafra Independence Declaration, Ahira Declaration, with all the implications thereof. In reaffirming the independence of the Biafra, the people and nation of Biafra make neither war nor peace with the state of or peoples of Nigeria. Rather, we exercise a natural right, diritto naturalis, a popular right, a political right, and a right supported by the United Nations Organization Charter 1945 and international law, the right of self-determination, Article 1, Paragraph 2, right to self-defense, Article 1, Paragraph 2, Section 3, and right to self-governance in the in the certain realization that only the effective exercise of self-determination, Article 1, Paragraph 2, by the peoples of the United Nations of Biafra will end the state of occupation and subjugation by Nigeria of Biafra. In furtherance of this exercise, the Biafran Charter, a formal framework of the people and the nation of Biafra, lends authority to and issues a mandate for the creation and the formation of de facto government